view that many people have right now, that I have and others have, is what's going to happen to the View, and when is this horrible, this canker sore of a program going to be put out of its misery once and for all? So this is the death spiral of the View and Rosie O'Donnell's last squeal. You know, it's almost poetic, isn't it? If you think about it, it's almost poetic. If you can think of anything being poetic, the same liberal infotainment complex, whatever that for the longest time has been involved, that spent years pumping America full of, Biden, Harris love, and love letters, Russian hoaxes, Fauci worship, and woke sermons to the point of gagging, of inspiring emesis. Isn't it funny that now it's collapsing under its own smug weight? I mean, that has to be occurring. And many, many people are thinking it's true, up to and including her royal buffoonery, buffoonness. Anyway, Rosie O'Donnell. Right at the center of the implosion is one of the most poisonous products on any medium, whatever, and that's The View. Now, you know what I know. This isn't a show. It's a televised henhouse, a parade of termagants. It's this cavalcade for the Democratic Party. It's their talking points. It's 5 women handpicked for their unwavering, mindless loyalty to leftist orthodoxy, shrieking and cackling in unison like malfunctioning car alarms whenever the term or the word Trump crosses the airwaves. And Rosie O'Donnell, the queen of bitter, washed up B-list. How about B-list? New teeth. B-list irrelevance is now crying into her TikTok feed about ABC reviewing the liberal bias on her sacred daytime soapbox, which basically she was even too, though she did speak some clarity regarding Building 7. I'll never forget that one. So let's be clear. Rosie's never been funny. She's never been edgy. She's never been relevant, except as a cautionary tale, ladies and gentlemen, about what happens when your career peaks in the late 90s and you spend the next 2 decades trying somehow to stay famous by screaming Trump bad at every available microphone or on every stage or platform available. She's a jealous hack who sees The View circling the drain and knows that when it goes down, so does one of the last safe spaces for her brand of lazy, spite-driven hate commentary. Rosie O'Donnell. I don't know, it's Rosie O'Donnell or Joy Behar. What causes a greater colonic spasm? So this is the pathetic defense of a propaganda machine. Rosie's TikTok or social media meltdown was almost comical. 5 women speaking their own opinions. That's the threat now. Spare me, lady. Spare me. She said this. These aren't opinions. They're pre-chewed DNC bullet points served lukewarm between commercial breaks for antidepressants and laundry detergent. Look, when ABC says they're reviewing the bias, we all know what that means. The numbers are tanking. The advertisers are taking the last train for the coast. And the executives can see that this shrill hate parade of mid-tier intellects is no longer pulling the ratings it used to. And it's all about this, my friend. Not money, this. It's an old joke. Now, but Rosie can't admit that. She can't. But she spins it into some fever dream about soft fascism and Trumpism taking over the airwaves. This from a woman who spent years cheerleading for censorship, wanting corporate control of information, desiring, screaming, and clamoring for the deplatforming of anyone who dared question the official narrative on COVID or on elections or foreign policy. Now she wants you to believe that she's what, Joan of Arc standing against tyranny? Come on, stop it. The useful idiots are now on the chopping block, my friends. Let's remember exactly who we're talking about here. Joy Behar, the self-anointed and annoying philosopher queen, who once declared that Christians who hear from Jesus must be mentally ill. Sunny Hostin, forever clutching her pearls about white supremacy from her multi-million-dollar estate, and every interchangeable panelist who's rotated through that table or that event has been a royal soldier for whatever Democrat happens to be in power. I mean, we know it's true. These women didn't just get it wrong on Russiagate. They manufactured consent for one of the biggest political frauds in modern American history. Be not mistaken. They defended Anthony Fauci like he was the Pope of science. They belittled and mocked anyone who raised concerns about vaccine mandates or lockdowns. They smeared half the country as domestic terrorists for voting the wrong way. And now Rosie wants you to cry for them because the network might finally cut the cord. Please. So what is the Rosie factor? How about jealousy and irrelevance? Rosie O'Donnell's career had been on life support for years, and The View is one of the last places, one of the last vestiges or places where someone like her could be trotted out to remind people how, being Zora, how she still exists. Her outrage isn't about truth or justice. It's about losing a potential paycheck on a guaranteed platform. That's why she's screeching about obedience and bias. You see, in Rosie's mind, The View is the Alamo of daytime liberalism, I guess. And she's the grizzled veteran who's defending it. Look, in reality, she's a jealous ex-panelist. That she was a comedian? This was a comedian? I mean, would you ever guess she was a comedian, whatever the hell that means? This is a woman who can't stand that gravy train might, in fact, derail. But it doesn't matter. She couldn't get on it anyway because she's long been torn away. Look, the matrix is breaking. Rosie's panic comes in the middle of a wave of liberal media collapses. Colbert's Late Show canceled by CBS after hemorrhaging relevance in viewers. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting is winding down. Translation: the taxpayer-funded gravy train propaganda pipeline is drying up. Howard Stern's bloated $500 million SiriusXM contract is circling the drain as listeners flee his pathetic transformation from counterculture icon to woke court jester. I'm being kind. You see, this isn't, my friends, this isn't random. This is the collapse of a media, I hate this term, but I'll use it, ecosystem that thought it could spend forever sneering at half the country while feeding the other half pure, unmitigated propaganda. See, the business model is imploding because the audience they insulted for years has turned out. And the audience they pander to is bored and irrelevant and gone. And The View, with its unwatchable mix of daytime caterwauling and catfighting and nonsense and cacophonous catnip, I can wax alliterative, and NBC light politics, is a perfect candidate for the next obituary. You see, The View was never about the truth. Rosie can cry all day long, all she wants, but The View has been about it's a deep state infomercial for years. And this was a show that laughed off Hunter Biden's laptop as Russian disinformation. The show that treated the Steele dossier like holy scripture. The show that carried water for every corporate-backed social agenda under the sun, from endless wars to pharmaceutical mandates. When Joy Behar says, we tell the truth, what she really means is, we tell you what our handlers want you to believe and hope you believe. That's what they're doing. And ABC was fine with that as long as the ratings were there. Now, the ratings are down. Let's face it, they're on life supports, vapors. The winds are shifting, things have changed, and the network is looking for dead weight to toss overboard. It's just a matter of that model doesn't work anymore. And the end game is simple. Rosie might be right about one thing. This could be the end of The View, but it won't be because of Trumpism or soft fascism, whatever the hell that means. It'll be because the show has rotted from the inside out. Because audiences have had their fill of millionaire victims, sitting in a studio pretending that they're under siege from something while parroting every line the establishment feeds them or that they were told to say. The collapse, my dear friend, the collapse of The View would be more than just a cancellation. It would be another crack, another shattering, another fracture in the facade of this liberal media empire. Another sign that the hypnotic hold of their self-styled matrix is breaking. And it would mean that people like Rosie O'Donnell, jealous and bitter and unfunny and mean and nasty and gross, clinging to the past, would finally have to face the cold reality. The public isn't buying this crap anymore. And when The View goes, it won't be a tragedy. It'll be, in essence, a mercy killing. And we can't wait, because it also reaffirms one thing, my friend, that we're winning, that our side is winning, and our ideology is winning, and what we believe is winning. Our collective superstructure, our years of dealing with this, of our taking this on the chin and surviving this, all of it is paying off. And it's not just about Trump, because we're going to continue whoever Trump's successor is. Because this form of radical left, woke nihilism, or whatever it is, it's over. It's dead. It's done. It's finished. Now, what do you think, my friend? What do you think? Tell me what you think. I ask you, dear friend, to like this video. Liking, you know how it is. I know it's not so pathetic. Everybody goes, like, but it's true. Liking it puts us into the HOV line to let people know. Number two, make sure you hit the subscription, that little bell, so you're notified of live streams and new videos. Do you know that 80% of the people who watch our videos don't subscribe? So please subscribe. And also answer the questions that I provided for you as you comment, as you see fit.